Life is a series of successes and failures. Successes help keep us going, while failures often stop us in our tracks. If you're failing more than you're succeeding, you need to learn how to fail better so that you can keep moving forward. Welcome to self-opacity. Here are 10 secrets behind the failure that will help get your life back on track. Number 1. Fear of failing. Fear of failure is a very common emotion. It can be a good thing in some ways, especially if you use it to push yourself harder and get more out of your life. But fear of failure can also hold you back. A lot of people have this fear, which makes sense. We're all afraid of making mistakes and looking bad in front of others. But being paralyzed by fear won't help anyone achieve their goals, and it might even prevent people from even trying. If you're someone who finds it hard to take risks or go after what they want, that's totally fine. We're all different, so there's no right or wrong way to live your life. All I'm saying is that my experience has taught me how important it is to embrace my own feelings when they come up. And when they do come up, which happens more often than not, I try my best not let them control me or affect the outcome of things. Number 2. Not being prepared to fail. Failure is a part of life and it's inevitable. You just have to accept it. Even the most successful people out there have failed at some point in their lives. So you are not alone in your failures. You might say that failure is not the end of the world, but for most people, it feels like one big catastrophe at first. They start thinking about how they should have done something differently or that they should have been more careful in choosing their career path or business idea. But guess what? This kind of thinking will do nothing for you but keep yourself stuck in this negative mindset, which leads nowhere except for more failure and self-loathing. So learn from your mistakes by learning from others who have succeeded in overcoming their own failures before you do so yourself if possible. Take some time off if needed. Let go of everything around you until all those negative thoughts leave your mind completely. Surround yourself with loved ones who support and motivate you through thick and thin, and then sit down quietly somewhere else where no one else can see or hear them talking about how stupid someone was when he or she tried something new but didn't succeed right away before giving up completely on trying again later. I'm proud because I never gave up. Number 3. Failure is often seen as a bad thing. We're taught from a young age that failure is something to avoid, to be ashamed of, and even to hide from others. But in reality, failure is an inevitable part of life. It's one of the most natural parts of life because it allows us to learn more about ourselves and what we want out of life. Without failure, we wouldn't grow or learn anything new. In other words, failing isn't necessarily good or bad. It's just part of growing up. Number 4. The lack of a plan B. Plan B is a strategy that you can use in case your original plan fails. For example, if you are going to a party and you want to meet new people there, however, what if nobody talks to you at the party? In this case, having a plan B will help because instead of being sad and lonely, you can focus on something else like dancing or eating food. Plan Bs are important for many reasons. They prevent us from becoming disappointed when our original plans don't work out as we expected them to. They help us stay positive even though we're dealing with challenges in life or work. Number 5. Seeking external validation. Let's start with looking at how you can avoid seeking external validation. Seeking external validation is a common mistake that many people make. It's not even our fault. We're conditioned to do so. As children, we're told what to do by our teachers and parents, who are supposed to be our primary sources of guidance and advice. But in reality, they are only supposed to be secondary sources of guidance and advice because there's something more important than any expert out there. You. Your brain has been programmed throughout your life by other people telling you what you should think or feel about yourself, but it was never taught how to curate its own thoughts or emotions. The result being that some people struggle with low self-esteem due to having low mental health literacy about themselves. Therefore, if anyone tries telling someone else what they should believe about themselves based on their experiences alone without taking into account the person's circumstances, then they aren't actually helping the person grow as an individual. Rather, they're just reinforcing a belief system which may cause them harm if applied incorrectly later down the road. Number 6. Failure is painful. The first step to overcoming failure is accepting that it's painful. It's not a good feeling, and it hurts. It can make us feel like nothing we do will ever be good enough for ourselves or our employers, friends, and family. While I don't believe anyone enjoys being rejected or failing at something they've worked hard on, learning how to turn that negative experience into a positive one is crucial for career success. Number 7. Failing to share the credit for our success with others. When you are in a position of authority, it is natural for others to look up to you and admire your achievements. However, if you don't give credit where it is due, this will only hurt your reputation and team morale. Try sharing some of the spotlight when appropriate, sharing praise with those who deserve it, whether they are on your team or not. For example, if one of my teammates had an excellent idea during a client meeting that led us to closing a deal worth millions in revenue, I would make sure he got recognized for his contribution, calling out individuals on their good work publicly so that everyone can be inspired by their contributions and know what behaviors are valued by management. This also builds trust within teams. Number 8. Failure breeds failure. The second reason you may have failed is because failure breeds failure. Let's say that after your first attempt at writing a novel, you get the idea to try again and write another one. But this time around, things don't go as planned, not even close. You're so discouraged that you throw in the towel and decide not to write any more novels for a long time. You did fail, but it's important that you keep an open mind about what went wrong and how to fix it next time around. This is where learning from your mistakes comes into play. Failure is not necessarily a bad thing. It's part of the process of learning how to succeed in life. Number 9. Disorganization and lack of focus. One reason why people fail is because they are not organized. Being organized means that you know what is going on, where it is going on, and how you are going to get there. If you want to succeed, then focus on the things that are important to you. Focus on the things that you can control. Focus on the things that you can change, and focus on the things that can be done right now. Number 10. The need for perfectionism. Perfectionism can be helpful or harmful, depending on how it's used. When perfectionism is used as a tool to achieve your goals, it can be a good thing. When it's used to prevent you from achieving your goals, then it becomes destructive and self-defeating. The difference between these two types of perfectionists lies in their goals. The successful perfectionist strives for excellence but doesn't expect 100% success all the time. The unsuccessful perfectionist is unwilling or unable to accept less than perfect results, even when that means never finishing any projects at all. Achieving success requires learning how to manage perfectionism so that it supports rather than sabotages our efforts at work, school, or home life, both during crises and when things are going smoothly too. Failing is an important part of growth and learning. Knowing how to fail better can help you keep growing and learning from failure throughout your life. Start small, take action, let go of expectations. Start small to go from failure to success. You have to start somewhere. When we think of failure, it's easy to imagine the worst possible outcomes: losing your job and being homeless, or failing at a business venture and losing all of your savings. This video has hopefully given you a better understanding of why people fail and how we can learn to fail better in our lives. To summarize, avoid being afraid of failure. Keep growing and learning by failing often. Do not seek external validation. Share the credit for your success with others and work on becoming more organized and focused so that you can stay on course when things go wrong. Failure is a natural part of life. We all fail, but the best way to recover from failure is by turning it into success. You can do this by acknowledging your failure, learning from your mistakes, and putting a positive spin on it. Keep in mind that failure doesn't always have to be bad. In fact, there are many ways we can use failure to our advantage. And remember that in the end, it's your own success or failure, so don't let anyone else bring you down. Please like and subscribe and share this video with anyone who might benefit from it.